Greetings, stranger. We're back in the garage. Oh, I got my welder set up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tack on this license plate and tail light mount. What I want to do to make sure I have it level and everything is, because I may not have a level working platform and pitch of the bike, so we're just gonna take this nifty angle gauge. We're going to set it on the frame. We're going to zero out the frame so we know this is the level we're basing it off of. Then we're going to take this guy. This has a magnet, so we're going to set the magnet in there. We're going to take this guy. So what I'm doing here is I'm just finding the height where I want the bottom of the plate to be. And that's what I'm using for the bottom here. Let's see where I want that to be. And then I'll pitch this side over until I get zeroed out, which is right there. So I'm going to hold that. And then I'm just going to mark it. Now I have nice lines on there that will be level. I can take this, and without having to hold 100 things at a time to clamp it and level it and everything, now I have a mark on the sissy bar where I want this to be. So I just line up that and clamp that. All right, I think we're happy with that. And we're going to throw some tacks on there. It's on there good enough for me be able to take it off and do the rest of the welding in a better position. I've got some fork stops to go here, so I'm just going to clean up the paint. So we got that area cleaned up, got the paint removed off of there, and we're going to be able to slip the bungs in there and tack those so that those can be welded as well. That's it. All right. Sometimes I just get a little carried away off camera and I start doing stuff and it's not documented for you guys. But so I have these bongs that I tacked in here, and I'm gonna put a washer on this bolt, but for now, just to check the fit up, I'll put a washer on here and I'll have to trim these to actually stop the forks at the length that I want them to. But I wanted to make sure that this other hardware was going to fit into the link before I did that. So I left them a little long. I can cut them short later. So these are turn signal light mounts that would mount on a fork. So these are for 39mm forks. And what I did was I removed the spacer that it had on there, and I cut the bolt down a little bit shorter so that it doesn't go too long and hit the fork tube. So it's got a nylock nut on the inside. I left it a little length on it, so it's got some wiggle room so the chain can rotate. And we're just going to tighten it back up, tighten this collar back up on the fork tube. And there's our fork stops. They will be a little, these chains will be shortened. It'll probably be about 9 links, so it'll be more like that, so that it actually stops the forks from going too far and having a nice flop in the wheel when you park it. And that's that. Kind of scratching my head at what to do next. I know there's a decent amount of stuff to do, but some of it's just not really interesting. It's just things that need to get done. And in any case, I have a decent amount of production welding to do, but I want to get closer to the point of being able to actually just fire up the bike, see that it runs. It should run. I just have to do, timing and stuff on the other side of the motor, which means I need to finish up primary side and do some wiring. I'll be running points on this bike instead of a electronic ignition. So I will be bringing an extra set of brushes and whatnot for points on the trip. I'm going to bring a spare coil. I'm going to bring a spare voltage regulator. I really don't want, I'm going to prepare for the worst and hope that I don't need any of that stuff. That's the best mindset to have, is to just prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And you can't go wrong. I'm really just looking forward to firing this thing up. I reached out to a friend of mine about doing the paint work. He was interested, but he's very busy. So I'm seeking other options. The other thing I will have to do is I have to still sort out the Rotopax mount, how I'm affixing it to the bike. Most of my gear that I'll strap to this bike will be strapped to the sissy bar, the handlebars, or in a small tank bag in a backpack. That's really it. Keeping it simple. So I may switch out the front fork brace and put in an actual front fender. Still undecided. But that might be it for today. Battery is running low on the camera. Battery is running low on me. I didn't sleep much last night. I got work in a couple hours, so I'm gonna go get some food, some rest, relax a little bit, start editing some videos, and I'll catch you guys later.